Let's bring in now NewsNation meteorologist Max Paris, who has been tracking the storm, brings us the latest. And Max, I want to make sure I understand. Wind speeds right now, just 1 mile under, being upgraded back to a Category 5.
Yes, it's at 155 miles per hour right now at its center as of the top of the hour. And this was forecasted to happen, so don't think that we're going to see a continual strengthening trend as this heads towards the coast of Florida, but still a major hurricane on the way for west central Florida. 155 mile per hour winds right now. We had tropical storm strength winds in orange grazing the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, so they're missing the worst of this storm. That's good news, but likely we're all going to see the worst of this in the U.S. as this slams into the west central coast of Florida. Areas in red going to be seeing at least hurricane force winds. At its center, though, 125 miles per hour, making landfall as a Category 3 later tomorrow. I think 11 p.m. Wednesday through 3 a.m. Thursday is the window for that landfall. But of course, hours before that, by at least the mid-afternoon is when we'll start to feel those winds and the storm surge getting higher hour by hour. Now look at this, still expecting widespread inland impacts too. Still as a Category 2 on top of Orlando as it moves up the I-4 corridor heading into early Thursday morning. That's stronger than Charlie was as that moved inland, which would of course mean more devastating impacts from all those winds, bringing down those trees before that moves offshore quickly by Thursday evening. How high are these winds going to get? Well, hurricane warnings are in place up the I-4 corridor from Tampa through Orlando into Daytona Beach, indicating that, yeah, we are going to see those winds getting to hurricane strength. 110 miles per hour or greater is the forecast right now for Tampa Bay, as far east as around Plant City, down through Cape Coral and the Fort Myers region. But farther inland, you're expecting at least Cat 1 strength with this as this slowly weakens, but still creates devastating impacts, fairly widespread all across the peninsula. How about the storm surge? This measures how high the waters are going to get compared to normal tides right at the shoreline, and then imagine how far inland it can push otherwise. 10 to 15 feet high. That would be historic for the Tampa Bay region, and where we have Alex located down in Sarasota. Similar forecast for them. The worst of the storm surge is going to be in the center of the storm and areas south, because look at this counterclockwise swirl with the storm, pushing the winds right along the shoreline, causing that water to rise 6 to 10 foot right now expected for Fort Myers. But if we see any wiggle room in the track and this shifts south just a little bit, we'll see an increase of the storm surge forecast as we get towards later tomorrow. How much rain? That's another significant factor, up to 15 inches on top of the soggy setup we had last couple days and the heavy rain for less than 2 weeks ago from Helene. We also have a major concern for flash flooding, the highest possible risk level for that. So a triple threat here, Nichole, as we look at Milton's impacts. Again, somewhere across the west central side of the state going to be devastated. Not only have they never seen a major hurricane in the last 100 years, Tampa Bay hasn't been targeted by a single hurricane less than Category 3 in that same time frame. So we've had generations living in that same area that have never seen something like this before.
I've never seen something like this. Yeah, we certainly hope everyone stays safe. Meteorologist Max Paris, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.